Welcome back. You're watching Today, and thousands of pilgrims have arrived in Mecca to perform the Hajj pilgrimage. Hajj rituals commence this evening until Friday evening. Saudi authorities issued 1.8 million Hajj e-visas for this year's season. Now, the pilgrimage is expected to be the biggest since the requirement for women to be accompanied by male guardians was dropped in 2021. Crimewatch host Yusuf Abramjee joins us now from Mecca, and he'll be going on that pilgrimage from about dawn tomorrow. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, Yusuf. For those who are not familiar with this particular event and the significance on it when it comes to the Islam faith, perhaps just give us a broad overview of what exactly the Hajj is.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Hajj is an annual event that takes place and it coincides with the second festival of Eid ul-Adha. It is compulsory for every Muslim, if you can afford it, to come on the Hajj at least once in your lifetime. Now, there are 5 pillars in the Islamic faith, and one of them is the Hajj pilgrimage. So people will converge in their millions in the holy city of Mecca, where I am, for this particular gathering. In fact, this year's numbers, we are just told, is approximately 2 million, 1.6 of which are foreigners that will come on the pilgrimage, which starts tomorrow morning and it lasts for 5 days. And there are various rituals that take place over the 5-day period. And it's a requirement for your Hajj to be successful. So Hajj most certainly is dubbed as a journey of a lifetime. And I think this year, post-COVID, when normality has largely returned, everyone seems to be excited and anxious, for many of them, the first-time Hajj comers, as the rituals start tomorrow morning.
Yusuf, are you able to share some of those rituals that happen on the pilgrimage? And also, perhaps for those who know you and watch you every Sunday, know you've always got a full head of hair. Why was it significant of importance that you go on this particular journey with a clean-shaven head as well?
Okay, so what normally happens is that the Hajj takes place over 5 days. Tomorrow, just after dawn, most of the pilgrims will make their way to Mina. Now, Mina, to describe it very simply, is a tent city. For kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, you'll find white tents that have been established, and they're there throughout the year, but they're only used for the 5 days of Hajj. And that is where, in previous years, we saw a number of disasters, including gas explosions, fires, but the safety has really been jacked up. So people will arrive in Mina and spend the entire day in Mina and also tomorrow evening. On Tuesday morning, after the early morning prayers, hundreds, in fact thousands of buses will then make their way a few kilometers to Arafat. Arafat is one of the suburbs, one of the areas in the holy city of Mecca on the outskirts. Many pilgrims will also walk that 8 or 9 kilometers from Mina to Arafat, despite the scorching heat. In fact, by the way, the temperature scheduled for, predicted for tomorrow is going to be in the region of about 43, 44 degrees. And the humidity levels are very, very high, but people still walk. There are sprays everywhere to keep people cool, and the authorities have appealed to people to try to stay clear from the heat to avoid heat exhaustion, dehydration, and strokes. So on Tuesday, which is the most important day of the Hajj, people will be on the plains of Arafat. You have to be there, even if you're ill momentarily. In fact, hundreds of ambulances have made their way from Medina, the other holy city, where the Prophet, peace be upon him, is buried. And they've made their way with doctors and medical teams and convoys of ambulances, because, again, even if you are ill, you have to be on the plains of Arafat just momentarily for your Hajj to be counted. In fact, people that can't come by ambulance are brought by helicopter, and the helicopters circle the Arafat area for a little bit to allow the pilgrims to complete their pilgrimage. So the whole day is spent on the plains of Arafat. On Tuesday evening, we then go a few kilometers away to Muzdalifah, and that is where the pilgrims spend the evening. They collect pebbles. There are thousands of pebbles, and people collect the pebbles, which is a ritual which our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, did. And then the next morning, on Wednesday morning, The people then return to Mina, the tent city, and there is what is a massive, resembles a massive car park. It's been modernized, called the Jamarat, and that is where the symbolic stoning of the devil takes place over 3 days. During the 3 days, the pilgrims are then required to return to the Holy Kaaba, the holiest site for Muslims, the cube-like building that you often see, and that is where you perform your tawaf. You go 7 times in an anti-clockwise movement around. You then go between the mountains of Safa and Marwa, and then you are forced for all males to shave your hair clean like a newborn baby, and everyone, the males are dressed for the entire period of 3 or 4 days in 2 pieces of cloth, and the women are all dressed in white. They're not even allowed to wear jewelry, and the significance of that is that everyone is equal. Whether you're a king, whether you're a bricklayer, whether you're a president, or whether you're a factory worker, there is no status during the period of Hajj. There's no social levels. Everyone is equal, and that is why we wear the 2 pieces of cloth for that period during the Hajj, 3 or 4 days, until you have completed the rituals, and then you can come back into your normal clothing, and then the Hajj comes to an end after the last day of stoning on Friday.
Now, one of the reasons that this one is so significant is the number of pilgrims that will be here is over 2.5 million. And it's been widely reported that the reason that is, or one of the reasons, is that women no longer have the requirement to be accompanied by a male counterpart. Why was this of importance for acknowledgement in this particular pilgrimage that we'll be seeing?
For many, many years, the rule, according to the Saudi authorities, was that a female head husband, your brother, or a very
Unfortunately, we've lost Yusuf Abramjee there, but we wish him and all the other pilgrims that will embarking on the Hajj this week all the very best. And that is, of course, Yusuf Abramjee, who was speaking to us from Mecca. From dawn tomorrow, he and over 2.5 million other pilgrims will be embarking on the Hajj.